All right, everybody, welcome to the show. We already got people commenting and lining up already. This intro is fire, says Paul. I'm going to put that up there so you can see it. All righty, I'm going to take that off. Okay, guys, let's get down to business. All right. First thing I want to say is we're getting well over 500 subscribers. We're now pushing towards 600. So hit that subscription button. It's right there in front of you, people. Just do it. Hit the like button. Do the like. Let me bring on Chris Fandy Chris, however he likes to be called. So hang on for a sec, Chris. I'm gonna finish this. Hit the like button. Share it. Do some comments, and like I always say, this show would be a lot more funner if we share it with our Husker friends, our Gopher friends, our Cyclone friends, because they want to see what a superior podcast of a superior team looks like. Yeah, guys, we're gonna talk about today. We're gonna talk about we're gonna list our top 10 quarterbacks. We're gonna in the Big Ten. We're going to rank them, not top 10, but we're going to rank them 1 through 18. We're going to rank the order of finish of the Big Ten teams that we think, how we're going to do it. But first and foremost, we're going to give a plug out to the Iowa Swarm. Calvin's wearing the shirt. He is a member of the Iowa Swarm, as I am, but he just wants to remind everybody that they could use our help, because you know what Minnesota's doing to pay for their people today? I just read that they're charging their students a $200 fee in order to pay the students. To pay the players. That is stupid. You're gonna price yourself right out of the market, and your students aren't going to show up for the games anyway. One more thing I wanted to do. Calvin's going to give us the updated news of the week since we last met. So, Calvin, fire away with your news, buddy.
Okay, their news is brought to you by the Swarm. Anyway, you stole a little bit of my thunder with the Minnesota news, but I guess
you knew that already.
I know that, but my Iowa news on that is that Iowa charges $100 a semester to every student. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I found that out today. I thought it was newsworthy, because Minnesota's doing it. Probably every school is doing it.
Just about every school in America is charging their students an athletics fee now.
Some of them call it a tax.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what Iowa calls it, but it's $100 a semester. Other news from today, of course. Noah Fant got released for salary cap issues in Seattle. He'll land on his feet somewhere, How
about maybe the 49ers and have a dual threat of Kittle and Fant?
Well, I'm hoping he goes someplace where they don't have a good tight end, but who knows? But he could match up with his old buddy Hawkeyes again, too, but I doubt that happens. But
no, they don't like each other.
Other news from today was Alvaro Figueres, finally got used right in a game, got 28 points, 17 rebounds, 9 assists, 3 blocks in one game. He was 11 for 16 from the field and 2 for 2 from 3-pointers. So still turning the ball over quite a bit, but Ben McCollum tends to coach that out of people. I'm hoping he does. Okay. Other news from today. Jenica Lewis, the #1 player in Iowa in the senior class now, top 15 player in the nation, narrowed it down to 3 teams. Unfortunately, Iowa is not in it. It's North Carolina, Duke, Kentucky. Should go play with Miss Greenway, and Notre Dame. I'm predicting Notre Dame, and I'm sorry to say, I think her best friend, Miss Bjorn from Kansas City, wherever she's from, who's a top 7 player, maybe, they may both go to Notre Dame, or maybe one of them other 4 schools. Or Bourne could come to Iowa. Well, let's go. I think Iowa's the leader. She's the number anywhere 2, 3, 4 player in the country. It was told that on 3 that Miss Harpring, who's either #1 or #2, most people have her #2, also has Iowa right there. Everybody thought she might go to some place. I know Chris has never heard of Vanderbilt, but anyway, her dad was he a Georgia Tech or Vanderbilt guy? Matt Harpring. But anyway,
He's a Georgia Tech guy.
okay. But there's some reason they're from Nashville, I think, that people thought Vandy might be the place. She might be, Harpring is a Georgia girl. Yeah, she's in Georgia high school. So anyway, then Megan Gustafson's cousin, a 6'1" guard, got offered by Iowa, and she's in that 2026 class. She's top 50 now, rising like a bullet. And then Avery Lower, who is from Clear Creek-Abana, is rising up the boards this year, but I don't know if she'll go to Iowa or not. She might want to go to a smaller school, but she hits like 6 out of 7 3-pointers. It's ridiculous. We have 5 scholarships for this class, 4 seniors plus an open scholarship that we haven't used for 2 years. And I hope somebody asks Jan if she's going to use all 5 or maybe pocket 1 or 2 for the next year. So it's getting later in the year.
Do we have any commits for 26?
Oh no. Willisco, who is it? Is it Willisco that's visiting for the first football game of the season? And then she's supposed to announce sometime in September. Most of these girls are probably announced in September, signed in December. But
all right, Jenica Lewis, isn't she the Iowa girl from Johnston?
Yeah.
And we lost her. That's not good.
Yeah, she's
That's not good. We
out.
lost an in-state girl.
No, it isn't. We might have to settle for somebody better than her, though. You never know. Okay. I always try to stay optimistic.
Okay. Well, then you forgot to mention Destiny Menial.
What?
You forgot to mention Destiny Menial.
I didn't mention her because she's 2027. She hasn't announced any visits. I'm sure she's going to visit Iowa. Destiny Maniau.
How you say that? Maniau?
Okay. Yeah, Maniau. Her brother plays for Iowa.
Yep.
Transferred from Drake. And I seen an interview on 3 with her today, and she hasn't said any visits, but she pretty much reiterated that she probably would visit Iowa, and she listens to her brother, but she's open-minded, and she's 6'3" forward. And in the tournament today, I think she had 14 points and 13 rebounds. Very athletic girl. Anyway. Okay, next is the hay bale toss. Cade Pieper won it for a second consecutive year. Him and Jennings Dunker are only 2 that ever repeated at it. And Cale Winters, Gaffney, and Maslinski and Al Geyer tied for second. And Al Geyer's a true freshman and offensive tackle who Barnett really, really likes. He follows Jennings Dunker around in practice, and Jennings is like his hero, and he tries to do everything like Mr. Dunker. So, and by the way, the hay bales. Somebody asked me on 3 how heavy the hay bales would be, and I said, well, normal hay bale would be 55 to 80 pounds. 80 would be very heavy. And then they announced how heavy they are. They're only 35 pounds, so they're not using a very big hay bale. And then the other news of the week was Beth, which I forwarded to you, was 2 or 3 interviews this week. One was longer than the other, but she talked about Brad. And I heard a pod with Brad, but I don't know if that was this week or before the last podcast. She says, no, they're not going to hire Brad to be there on campus because Brad's got too much of a successful company. They aren't going to hire him and pay him $100,000 to sit in an office all day in Iowa City.
Not when he's a millionaire.
Yeah. And anyway, she said the contracts, which they do not send the contracts in. Brad does not send the contracts in. They don't prepare the contracts. It's the player's responsibility. They were supposed to all be sent in on June 8th, and none of Iowa's contracts have been turned down. Here are other schools that have been. She says there's 2 contracts. She either said 2 or a few that could be problematical, but she hasn't heard back. So, and obviously the Swarms will still have a part in this NIL business at Iowa, but it'll be smaller, of course. So, because the university has revenue share, and then they have something called flight also that will raise money. And the flight, what they raise money for is to pay the revenue share. Iowa, yes, takes in a lot of money, but Iowa does not get any money from the state. They don't get any money from the University of Iowa. It's a self-supporting entity. Iowa Athletics is. None of the salaries are paid by anybody except the money's brought in. So Iowa takes in a lot of money, and they usually make a very small profit. So when you're going to give away, what is it, 22 million? You guys know? Whatever the revenue share is.
Yeah,
that's
the revenue share is like 20 or 21 million right now.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
They have to raise that amount of money. So the athletic department ain't losing 21 million every year. So right. I would recommend that they finally raise women's basketball ticket prices. They're too cheap.
That's an opinion for another show.
Yeah. Well, it's part of revenue.
Yeah.
Then on men's basketball, other than Figueres, it was a power forward from Georgia. He's 6'9" or something. Ben McCollum's following him around. He went to South Carolina tournament on Friday. And then the Iowa Media men's day, the news out of there was pretty much that all 3 of the true freshman recruits are looking really good. 6'11" guy Jurok is playing really good, according to the coaches. Ben McCollum's son was the 2nd highest graded guy on their plus minus stat sheet that they keep. It's kind of like what Lute Olson used to keep. And then, of course, Mr. Sage, the kid from Oklahoma or Kansas maybe, 6'7" guard, small forward, very good. Then Let's see. RA said the $100 a semester for revenue share that every student's putting in now, which I think is fair, but I think everybody's got to pay, you know. And anyway, the only other point was I heard people talking all week about putting out their depth chart, and I want to see the depth chart, you know, after we play a couple games. An example would be like our young cornerback named Mota, who I hear is impressing in this spring and in workouts. But workouts don't amount, you know, they aren't really learning a lot all summer about quarterbacks, wide receivers, nothing, because they're not really practicing in scrimmages. So I'd like to know the depth chart, you know, after the Iowa State game, where
Okay.
you know a guy like Mota could be third, fourth string now, and he might be starting by the third or fourth game. That is my news report.
Thank you.
Thank you
Appreciate
very
it.
much.
Appreciate what you're doing. I want to
Mhm.
introduce Vandy Chris here. He's agreed to help us out. As some of you guys have seen, Paul's not with us tonight. Paul's not feeling up to it. He's feeling sick. So Paul was good enough and gracious enough to tell me early today that he probably wouldn't be on. So I started working on substitutes right away, and we got Vandy. Welcome.
I'm here.
Welcome, Chris.
I'm ready to talk some Iowa football because
There you go.
I can promise you that I have some views about Iowa Hawkeye football that a lot of Iowans are going to disagree with. But
Oh, I
it is
know.
what it
That's
is.
why.
That's what makes the world go round, right?
Yep. I knew once I invited you, this was going to be probably a show of maybe a little controversy. Hey, Third and Vandy wants to know what the heck is a hay bale toss, and is that some made up Iowa Olympic event?
Well, they
Okay,
just
it's
put
not a made up
put.
Iowa event. It's
Mhm.
something from Solon, Iowa. They have their weekend where they have all kinds of things going on, and that's a deal that they do at their deal. And Iowa football players seem to win this hay bale toss every year because it's just down the road from Iowa City. So this year, Cade Pieper won it for the second year in a row, I believe. I also want to point out, though, on Solon days, not only was the hay bale toss featuring Iowa football players, but the grand marshal of the thing was my girl. Guess who?
Callie Levine.
Yep.
And they had a woman. They have a woman's hay bale toss too. I used to live in Solon, so.
Okay. Anywho, that's why I'm explaining that to this guy so he knows.
Mhm.
Is Iowa for real? It's for real, but it's a flyover state. So you know, but you do drive through it if you're on I-80. As Vandy can tell you, a couple of weeks ago, he drove through Iowa a couple times.
Oh my God.
A lot of cornfields, a lot of bean fields.
Mhm.
Is that where Kevin Costner played baseball with a band Ghost? That is true. In Dyersville, Iowa, is the Field of Dreams, and I've been there a couple times. It's not what it looked like originally, but they've done enough because it's. I know this is probably not interesting because you're all here for the football stuff, but the person who owned part of the field and the other person who owned the other part of the field, they got in a fight, couldn't agree with it, so now it's separated, kind of. And they both, on each property, they each have their own touristy thing going on both sides. And so that, and a Major League Baseball game took place there a few years ago.
They have one there
They
have one there every year. I haven't heard about this year, but.
So let me take you back to my Iowa roots. Is that where Dyersville Beckman High School plays their baseball games?
No.
They do? I did not know that.
No, I was asking, is that where they
Oh, no, there's no way they could. There's no way they could. That's too short of a field.
Well, the field they play the Major League game on is a new big one that they built behind it, but I think the only game that's played there is that once a year with Major League teams. But anyway.
Okay. Paul, who brings up Gabby. Gabby Marshall was at the All-Star Weekend having a Core 4 reunion. So you guys could check out the YouTube videos. It's all there. The Core 4, including Gabby, Kate, Caitlin, and Jada.
So I got a question about the All-Star Weekend stuff, because there are a lot of headlines made this weekend with Caitlin Clark leading up an effort for WNBA players to be paid more than the 50% of the revenue sharing that the WNBA gets and is always bankrupt.
Well, the WNBA contract right now pays them 10% of the revenue. They offered 20%. The women want 50%, and I think the WNBA might have came up to 25 or 30. But
here's the problem: the WNBA loses $50 million every single year.
Well, I know that.
Here it is, right here.
But you can't pay them more than what you already do when you're already in the hole, and the NBA only gets 9%.
I thought the NBA was funding these teams.
The NBA is losing money on it, $50 million a year every year so far.
I can see that.
So how can you pay them more? And Caitlin Clark's the one that spearheaded this whole thing: is pay us what you owe us. They don't owe you any more than what they pay you.
Caitlin Clark's one of the few of them that they owe money to. I mean, they pay her $78,000, and she probably brought in an extra $50 million to the WNBA last year.
Yeah. Paul says they can have 100% of zero, which we all know is zero.
Caitlin needs to just start her own league. Then she can be a billionaire in about 5 years.
All right. Okay, let's get started on our football stuff. So Arthur already has Iowa at 5-7 for the upcoming season. I don't know how much Arthur actually knows about Iowa, if he's an Iowa fan, but hey, if he's not an Iowa fan, at least we have an outsider's view of what he sees.
I will say that 5-7
far from Vandy's prediction.
I will say that 5-7 is possible, because any record. Well, we're going to win 2 games at least, but all the other games, I mean, it's possible to lose the rest of them. But it's also possible to win 10 or 11. But when you're talking preseason, any record's possible, right? It's like talking through your rear end,
Yeah.
So
5-7 is not far from what I had.
Okay, so Vandy, just for giggles, let's get started with you on your Big Ten finishes, because I know that you are thinking. I don't know if you have records there or not. I put records on mine, but when
I didn't put records.
When Andrew put it up, he didn't include the records, which is fine. I can tell you guys when I put it up. Go ahead.
So, here is my Big Ten order finish.
Is that mine or yours?
That's yours. Wait a minute. He put the same background on him. Hold on. Take me just 2 seconds.
All righty. Sadly, how do we get rid of this this scrolling right here? These comments in the lower right-hand corner. Are you able to do that? There we go. Because it was covering up the thing.
Boy, the build-up, I tell you. Been faster just to read them off, god darn it.
Oh, we want to be high class.
Okay.
We want graphics.
Here we go.
Okay.
There's my Big Ten order finish.
All right. Just talk about your order and why you got them where you got them.
I have Penn State at number 1. I actually have them winning the national title, beating Clemson in the national championship game.
And I think you and I and Andrew agreed to that the other night, that we were all in agreement on that one.
I got Ohio State second. They just spent another $20 million on that roster. They're going to be good. Might be one of the best wide receiver rooms in the entire Big Ten. Oregon, they're fast. They're hungry. They're still a lot more talented than anybody else. I got Michigan at 4. That might be a stretch, but if they play ball control offense, it's going to be hard to stop that run game. I got Illinois at 5. All you got to say about Illinois is they return just as much production from last year as what Penn State does, along with Luke Altmaier at quarterback. That team's going to be really, really good. Indiana. What can you say about Coach Cignetti? That dude might be the best pure football coach in the Big Ten. Indiana's going to be really good again. USC. They have a transfer quarterback, Maeva, who came from UNLV, who went 10-2 at UNLV. Kid can play. They're going to hold their own. Nebraska, Dominic Raiola. I think this is the year they finally get it turned around, get closer to 8-9 wins. Michigan State. That was a team that came on at the end of last year. Started with the Iowa game, where they really exposed the Iowa defense. Minnesota's going to be nice. They have a nice freshman quarterback coming in, redshirt freshman quarterback coming in, that sat and watched last year. Washington, they're going to be okay. They got a quarterback that played a lot last year. Wisconsin, this is the year that Luke Fickell has to do something or he's going to be gone. I got Iowa at 13. With that schedule, I just don't know that they're going to be. That's a brutal schedule.
You have them, what, 3 wins, 4 wins?
I have them at 4 wins.
Yeah.
That's going to be a tough schedule for Iowa. Many people are expecting the same old teams. And that's not what you're getting. A Michigan State that blew you out last year. You never play good in Los Angeles. And you're bringing in an FCS quarterback that's 0-2 against FBS competition. And neither one of those teams was very good. One was absolutely horrid offensively, and he put up 3 points against them. Granted, that was a great defense. But last year against the number 126 defense that gave up 35 points a game, he put up 21. So it's hard for me to say Mark Gronowski's going to do something special at Iowa. I got them, and it's based on their schedule. That doesn't mean they're a bad team. It's just based on their schedule. It's hard to find the wins. I don't think Rutgers, UCLA, Northwestern, and Maryland are going to be any good.
And Purdue.
So I think Purdue's going to might be the most improved team in the league based on getting Dan Mullen in there. But it's going to be a work in progress. They could potentially finish 14th with Mullen, but having Dan Mullen run that program is a positive step in the right direction for Purdue.
That's what I hear. I've heard good things about him, and people are saying don't start to sleep on Purdue because they will make a comeback.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
That's just mine. And
like
I said, that's.
I just want to ask you a couple of questions. I know that from our previous conversations that you got Iowa beating Minnesota, but you got them finishing 4 spots ahead of Iowa, or 3.
Just because Iowa beats Minnesota doesn't mean that Minnesota is a worse team. If you look at the schedules, I think Minnesota can get a couple more wins than Iowa. I'm just finding it hard for Iowa to get the wins on that schedule.
All righty. All right, I'm going to bring mine up now. Okay. This is gonna. Here we go. All righty. One thing we agree on is Penn State, and I do think that Penn State has the potential to be, you know what I mean, national champion. I messed up when I sent this. OSU should be number 2 and Oregon should be number 3, but I have them with identical records, so that's it doesn't really matter. I had them both with hang on, 8-1 records, 11-1 overall.
So you have them tying.
Yeah, tying
because they don't play each other.
Yeah. Okay. I have Illinois number 4 because, as you stated earlier, Chris, they've got a lot of power coming back, a lot of experience, and they bring back who I consider. I don't want to spoil it yet, but they bring back a very good quarterback. Okay. Now I got Michigan at 5. Chris, where'd you have them? I forgot. 4?
4 or 5. I can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, he had them in 4th.
They're going to have a really good offensive line and running game. That's my take.
The only reason why I've got Michigan rated as high, I'm not convinced that coach knows what he's doing yet, but there's a lot of talent there, and I think talent can sometimes overcome a bad coach.
Maybe they'll do better in their first 2 Big Ten games that he has to sit out.
I thought he was sitting out for 2 non-conference games.
Nope, they didn't let him do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Number 6 is Washington. This is quite a big difference from Chris. Just looking at their schedule, I just don't see how they can't, whether or not, because I think they have a pretty manageable schedule. And I just thought, I went through each team's schedule. I spent yesterday afternoon a couple of hours going through each team's schedule, going what I thought were wins and losses. And so, I actually got Washington higher than I think most pundits do. And here's Andrew. Let me know that he didn't like it there. They're trash. Okay. I got Iowa at 7. Again, Iowa does have a very manageable, not very manageable schedule. They have a very tough schedule. And as I've said before, I see 6 wins that I'm comfortable predicting that 6 and comfortable with picking 2 losses. But there are 4 games that could go either way. So I split them. And had us losing to Nebraska and who was the other one? I have us beating Indiana and Indiana. I can't remember who USC. Indiana and No, I'm sorry. I have us losing to Nebraska and USC, beating Indiana, and I can't remember.
What about Penn State? What about Penn State? What about Penn State and Oregon?
Those are 2 losses. I got them lost.
Okay.
Until Iowa comes out and proves different, they're not beating those 2.
So you got us with 4 Big Ten losses.
Yes, I have us at 8-4, which was good enough for 7th place.
It'd be 5-4, 5-4 in the Big Ten.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. I do have all that right here. I got my worksheet that I played with all day yesterday. Okay, so Indiana. I also have them with an identical record to Iowa, 8-4, 5-4. Like I said, I'm not sleeping on Indiana, and I could be wrong here. They may be way better than I think, but I just got to see, because they've already proven once when they have a huge season that they didn't bounce back. And this year, I just want to see them. If they bounce back, then I'm going to be an Indiana believer.
Another team that spent a pile of money again. So
yeah,
they didn't have Kirk Cignetti as their coach. All he does is win. Look him up.
I know. I understand that.
I'm just saying. You said Ohio State spent plenty of money, and Indiana pretty much matched them. So
yeah. When I go over Indiana's schedule, I think they're going to be 0-2 coming into that game against Iowa. In the Big Ten. It's funky because their schedule, it's Iowa's second Big Ten game, and it's their third. So I'm not sure how that goes.
I know they play Illinois. Who else they play before Iowa?
Yeah, you had to ask. Let me look it up.
Is it Oregon or?
It's somebody like that, but let me look it up.
Okay.
Here it goes, right here. I got the page. Oh, I'm sorry. I got the wrong school. Indiana, that's their second Big Ten too. So they'll come in 0-1 in the Big Ten game against Iowa. But they play at Illinois. I got Illinois winning that game. I think Illinois is a better team than Indiana at this point. Just my personal opinion. Okay. Minnesota. Not too shabby. Like Chris said, they do have a manageable schedule. So I got them also 5-4 and 8-4. The prognosticators, the gamblers, have them at 6.5 on over under. So I have them a little better than what Las Vegas does. So, and they usually know stuff I don't know. You know, I'm just a rookie here. I'm just a bad guy here.
And Iowa's at 7.5. Are they over and under?
Iowa's at 7.5. Yes.
That's the Kirk Ferentz effect.
Yeah. He always
Las Vegas knows that Kirk usually wins more games than he should. So
yeah. Well, just for a matter of things here. Indiana's at 8.5 by Vegas. Michigan 8.5. Penn State 10.5. Oregon 10.5. Illinois only at 7.5. So I really went against the grain on that.
Illinois' got a tough game. Was it at Duke or something to begin the season?
Yeah, but I mean, I think Illinois is better than Duke.
See, Indiana's got, I mean, 3 literal hostess ding dongs to start the season. Yeah. Well, they do. You know, the non-conference games.
All righty. All right, USC. I did have us losing this game only because you guys everybody's running into my head that Los Angeles effect. Mm-hmm. But we've never played in the Coliseum. We have yet to win a game inside the Rose Bowl under Kirk Ferentz and Hayden Fry. But we've never played a game at the Coliseum, so maybe we'll win that. Hopefully we will. But I also think USC, I have them at 4-5 and 6-6. Guys, I don't look for a great season for this team. However, they I don't know what to say. And then Nebraska. Honestly, guys, I wanted to put this team higher. I thought they would be higher. But when I went through their schedule, realistically, I came up with 4-5 and 7-5 overall. You know, but they will make a bowl game, have a chance to get their 8th win. Next is UCLA. I had a hard time doing this, putting them down here this low. But I got them 3-6 in the Big Ten and 5-7 overall. And even though they've got that I'm a leave a guy quarterback, I don't know what he's going to do for them. But he's got to have bodies around him. He's got to have people to throw to. And so we'll see what happens. I'm just glad we're not going to play them this year because I don't like playing quarterbacks that can burn us like he did when he was playing for Tennessee. Michigan State. Again, I got them at, this is like crazy, guys. I only have them at 2-7 and 5-7 overall. I just don't think, honestly, I just don't think they're going to be that great. I could be wrong, but I'm seeing that, Chris and I have really really big differences in our thing, and that's fine. We each have our opinion, Then I got Rutgers. Iowa should beat them. I expect to beat them. I got them at 2-7, and Wisconsin. Yeah, What's his name at Wisconsin? The coach
Fickle.
Fickle. He's gone
Man.
because Alvarez wants him gone already.
Fickle.
Alvarez is all but said already, but Alvarez has, he doesn't have anything in that program anymore. He's not part of it anymore. But I guarantee, if he says something, it will be done.
Fickle is in a pickle.
But people say that they've got the toughest Big Ten schedule. So
They do.
Well, they got Alabama. They get to go to Alabama. That puts another loss on your schedule. If they win half their game, Fickle ought to keep his job.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Okay, Nico is according to Third and Vandy. Nico is very inconsistent, and the UCLA coach is not very good. They were terrible last year. I do not expect them to be any better. Actually, I think I got them with about the same record they had last year.
UCLA surprised me last year. I mean, they almost made a bowl game, and I thought they were going to win. I thought they'd be way down. Did they play LSU good? They played somebody good in the non-conference.
Well, I don't remember. I remember they almost lost to Hawaii.
That's right. And then they
Hawaii led most of that game.
They went to Nebraska and won. They beat Iowa. It's one thing I remember about UCLA is they still have Samoans playing on the line, and they have these West Coast guys that can run faster than the Iowa guys. So, Anyway,
Paul says Rutgers has a chance to be pretty good. All right. So I've got Northwestern, Maryland, and Purdue finishing at the rear. I think Northwestern is the better team of those three. I honestly do. And they've got a transfer-in quarterback this year. And I was reading in this Big Ten magazine, that any year that Northwestern has brought in a transfer quarterback, they've had a really solid year. So they're saying that maybe this is the year that Northwestern bounces back because they have a transfer quarterback. We shall see.
It didn't work last year, but Northwestern has one of the best defensive lines in the Big Ten. A lot of people don't know that. They got a pretty good defense, but I wouldn't hold out much hope for them.
Yeah. I wonder what it's like playing in that stadium, that temporary stadium that they built.
It's pretty.
Right next to Lake Michigan. That'd be kind of cool to watch a game right next to Lake Michigan. Freeze your ass off, though.
Yeah, but you can only get 50 fans in there.
I know it. I know that.
It's temporary. What are they spending $1 billion? It's some big number that they're building this. It's not a very big stadium they're building, but Northwestern's got a lot of money. Ain't no doubt about that.
A lot of rich alumni too.
I don't know if you've seen the images of that, but that stadium is going to be super, super nice when it's done.
Yeah, Northwestern has the biggest endowment of any college in the Big Ten and one of the biggest ones in the nation. But
so
did you want my standings?
Yes, I do.
I did them a few weeks ago, but
I know, but we have a whole different audience, and we've actually got currently 44 views right now.
Yeah.
And viewers on right now live, and I appreciate all 44 of you.
Is that all 44?
Hang on for a second. Please hit that subscribe button and like button right now while it's in front of you. Please subscribe.
Why don't we go from Hank Aaron's number to Wayne Gretzky's? Let's get 99 or something. 44. That's okay. My picks. I got Penn State in first. I got a tie for second, which is ends up the same as Dean, because Oregon and Ohio State, I got them tied. Then I got a 3-way tie for fourth: Illinois, Washington, who's going to be really good this year, I believe, and Iowa. And a tie. And then if there's 3 teams tied for fourth, you got to have 3 teams. You got to have the next placing is 7th. So I got 3 teams tied for 7th, Michigan, USC, and Nebraska. Okay?
Yep.
And nobody cares about how I haven't picked anyway. But in 11th, I got the Burrowing Rodents with PJ Fleck. I hate Minnesota. Number 12, I got Michigan State because they got a decent athletic quarterback who hopefully improved a lot for him. They got Mr. Marsh at wide receiver, who's one of the best wide receivers. He was one of the top 5 freshman wide receivers in the country last year. And they got a hell of a coach. He did a hell of a job at Oregon State. 13th, I got UCLA and their high-paid. No, he's tied for 12th with Michigan State. I got UCLA. And they're also tied with Rutgers, who Rutgers will probably end up 7-5 and 6 or 6-6, you know, and that's really something when you have 14 teams that are going to be 6-6 or better. That's a lot of bowl
What
games.
would be really cool is if Rutgers did finish 7-5 and send them to the Pinstripe Bowl.
Yeah. Okay. I don't care where they go.
That'd be some home cooking.
Yeah. And I like Shiano. He's a tough, disciplined coach. Probably reminds you more of Kirk than most other coaches. And Rutgers spent quite a bit of money too on a bunch of transfers. So, okay, 15th, I have Wisconsin. That'd be the last year of Luke Fickell. I don't like Billy Edwards at all. Some people say he's a lot better than I think he is, but I just don't like Wisconsin's how they keep switching back and forth in offenses, and it just ain't working, you know. And they got the murderer's row of schedules in the Big Ten this year. Just poor Luke Fickell. And 16th, I got Maryland. That coach at Maryland can recruit the hell out of a team. He can have an exciting offense if they just quit turning the ball over and they lead the conference in penalties every year. A team without discipline cannot finish very good in a tremendous conference like the Big Ten. 17th, I got Northwestern. I just don't see much offense there. 18th, I got Purdue. They got a good coach, I guess. A good new coach, but I think everybody's picking Purdue last. I don't know. Somebody will probably surprise me. Somebody will disappoint me. I hope it ain't my Iowa Hawkeyes. And like I always say to Dean, I hate predicting a season because it's all unknown. Unless you're an elite team, you know. Ohio State full of 5 stars, Oregon full of 4 and 5 stars, Penn State. I can't believe I'm picking James Franklin to win, but
we don't like him. I know it.
Urban Meyer said that the 3 best rosters in college football this year are Penn State, Alabama, and Texas.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't know, but
all right. Hey, go ahead.
I do need to correct myself. I did say Dan Mullen was at Purdue. That's incorrect. Dan Mullen took Barry Odom's place at UNLV. Barry Odom is at Purdue. Barry Odom.
I know
Odom is.
They just flip teams. Hey, we'll trade you teams.
No, Barry Odom is the one that took UNLV from being the worst program in FBS to a 10-2 team last year.
Oh, I understand that.
Where'd the UNLV quarterback end up?
USC.
USC?
Yeah.
All right, guys, I got to run a commercial, so if you can just give me a moment. Hey, does Andrew live in Anderson, South Carolina?
I'm not sure. I don't think he does. It'd be interesting if he did.
That's what I thought too. It's like maybe that town's named after his family or something.
Clue me in who Andrew is.
Andrew's the guy that we were talking to earlier tonight. That
Oh,
helping me
like the
set this up.
producer of the show, the producer or director of your show. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Seemed like a nice
He
guy.
runs the network. So, guys, you just saw all the people that are involved in this network. And Vandy, just before we move on, why don't you tell them about all the podcasts you're involved with?
Oh, dear Lord. So I have my own show. It's called Golden Broom Podcast. We will be airing on Friday nights at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. We will cover college football on the Friday night show from a mile out perspective. And by the mile out perspective, I mean we're not going to be focused on just the SEC, not just Vandy, not just LSU. We'll cover it on a national perspective. We will also be airing 30-minute episodes daily, pre-recorded, covering each conference: ACC, Big 12, Group of 5, Big 10, SEC, and go more in detail for those 30 minutes on each of those conferences. And then I'm also on Villains the Podcast. Villains the Podcast is a production of the Villains Media Network. It's myself, the director of Villains Media Network, Andrew Anderson, and our good friend James Kaplan, who honorably just was discharged from the military and has moved back to Chicago. Big Notre Dame fan out there. We do a good job. And then, of course, I do fill-in spots. I'll jump on your show. Sometimes I'll jump on Hawkeyes with Brad and Brandon. Jump on there with them sometimes. And then I'll jump on some other shows just periodically as a guest. Love being offered that spot because it makes me feel like I know what I'm talking about, right?
We have faith in you, right?
Must be true.
All right, I want to talk about our QB rankings. I'd be curious to see what you guys got. Kelvin, I'm going to let you go first because you went last before, so I'm going to let you do this first.
I'm sure a lot of people will have Drew Aller as their number one. I just don't trust him. He's cost him a couple games this year. I know he was Mr. High School All-American. I remember him in the All-American Bowl. Xavier Wampa. He looked right at Xavier Wampa and threw an interception, and he tends to do that. So anyway, I got him second. I got the Washington quarterback who completed. He was just ridiculous when he took over for the most overrated quarterback, Will Rogers, in the history of transfers. And I'm pretty sure, I didn't look it up. I don't look up shit. I'm pretty sure he completed like 80% of his passes. I think I watched him play in a bowl game. Was it against Louisville or something? I think they lost 38-39 or something. And this kid was he was something, In third, I got Mr. Big Money from the University of California, Mr. Mendoza at the Indiana Hoosiers. Number 4, it's like I got to have OSU's quarterback in the top 4, even though I know he's a great recruit. He hasn't proven a goddamn thing. Excuse my language. He hasn't approved a gold-darn thing in football, but if you play quarterback at OSU or at Oregon, you're going to put up big numbers. And that's all anybody looks at when they make all conference teams out. So, and he's got the best receivers in the history of mankind, not only the Big Ten to throw to. Number 5, I got the quarterback at Illinois, another transfer. By the way, last year in the Big Ten, 15 out of 18 starting quarterbacks were transfers. The number's the same this year. possibly. Depends if Michigan's quarterback gets benched. They got a good transfer right behind that young kid. So I got Illinois' quarterback number 5. Number 6, I got the Heisman Trophy winner of what is it? What do they call it? FCS, FBS, whatever. He's playing at Iowa. Gronowski, number 6. Number 7, I got the Oregon quarterback that I don't quite trust, Dante Moore. Transfer from UCLA that played for Chip Kelly. But he's playing at Oregon. He's going to put up a lot of numbers. And he might be great. Number 8, I got UCLA's quarterback. Really good quarterback. Obviously, we played him before. I just figure I don't think his numbers are going to be obviously near as good at UCLA, probably. I don't know. Number 9, I got the USC quarterback. Again, mostly because of Lincoln Riley. Number 10, I got the guy that thinks he's really great, Mr. Raiola at Nebraska. He better quit mimicking Mahomes on the field and start playing like him if he wants to be as great as he thinks he is. Number 11, I got the great athlete and everything, and played real good against Iowa. But we're down to 11th place in the Big Ten here. MSU's quarterback, Childs. Number 12, I got the Minnesota freshman. He's got to be good if PJ Fleck didn't go for a transfer. As a redshirt freshman, big kid. I think he's 6'5", 230 or something. I don't know. Supposed to run real well with a good arm. And PJ Fleck is a good coach. I just dislike the heck out of him. Number 13, I got the guy that, unless they change quarterbacks, I got the kid at Michigan. I watched him play in the spring game. He did absolutely nothing, but he makes a lot of money. And I'm sure he's going to be a great quarterback. But in the spring game, he was god-awful. He completed a 97-yard flea flicker for a touchdown, and that's about all he did. Number 14, I got Northwestern for no particular reason. These last ones I don't know much about. So, and I got Wisconsin quarterback because I think they're going to have a bad season. And I got 16, I got the Maryland quarterback, who I don't even know who it is, don't care. 17, Purdue, and 18, Rutgers. And those are there's some really good, if you're in the top, good Lord, I'm looking at this. Raiola's a talented booger. What a release he has. And I got him 10th.
Mm-hmm.
This is tough. This is tough stuff.
Help you out here.
Yeah.
Billy Edwards is the quarterback for Wisconsin. He transferred in from Maryland.
I know that.
Okay, I thought you said you didn't know who it was.
When I put Wisconsin in 15th place, I said I don't like Billy Edwards. I seen him at Maryland.
Which one did you say you don't know? And I can give you.
I said I don't know much about Maryland's quarterback. Purdue or Rutgers.
And it doesn't really. As soon as I post mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
To me, it doesn't really matter because they're not going to be on good teams and probably not going to have a good season.
Yeah. Okay. So let me answer this question from Third and Vandy. I heard Kirk Ferentz would be fired if Iowa goes 4-8. Is that true? No way. That they're going to fire Kirk for one bad season. Everybody get that out of your head, fans and non-fans alike, and all the people in the SEC who think what's his name is Saban is coming to Iowa to.
Yeah. What's the guy's name that said this?
Oh,
what's the guy's
Third and Vandy.
Oh, tell Third and Vandy he heard wrong and listen to somebody else.
Yeah. If he goes 4-8 this year, he'll be back. I mean, his contract has like a $28 million buyout after this year.
it doesn't matter.
Iowa's not going to fork over that kind of cash.
But Kirk has earned his job, and he ain't going to go 4-8 anyway, so don't matter.
All right. I love the positivity. All righty. Here we go. I'm bringing mine up now.
It's just sticking with facts, Dean. He's won 200 and some games.
Yeah.
Are we crazy or what?
Yeah, he just needs 2 more wins.
Mhm.
Okay, Drew Aller at Penn State. Yeah, I had to pick him number 1 because he's going to be the quarterback of the national championship team and Big Ten champion. So, why not be the best quarterback in the league if you're going to lead your team that way? Luke Altmaier, Illinois. That guy's a stud. I don't see – these are the top 2 quarterbacks, in my opinion, in the league, and nobody else is really close. All right, Dante Moore from Oregon. I got him pretty high for him not having any Oregon reps yet, but I just think with the way Oregon does things, I just think they're going to make any quarterback. They could put me in there and I would look good. Fernando Mendez at Indiana, or Mendoza. I'm sorry, Mendoza. Indiana. I see that his backup is Alberto Mendoza, so they must be brothers.
Hey, Dean, I hope Oregon puts you in there when they play at Iowa City.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll step in. I'll throw a few picks. I'll fumble the ball a couple times.
Attaboy.
I'll take one for the team. All right. Then I got number 5, Justin Sayin, only because he plays for Ohio State, but he's still an unproven quarterback. Okay. Nicole Amoliva at UCLA. He's next. Now, I saw what he did with Iowa, and I'm just basically basing this on Iowa, what I saw. I don't know. I mean, if he can have a really good season and have some people around him catch a few balls and a good line to block for him, he might be able to get UCLA into the winning column, but I don't know yet. But I still like the guy when I saw him at Tennessee torch us. And so I just had to put him that high, although I think he probably should be a little lower based on the team he plays for. And I have Gronowski at Iowa at number 7. I know that he's unproven basically in the FBS. I got to remember these. It used to be Division I. But at the FBS level, I know he's unproven. And I just think that he can do it. I really believe he can do it because this is although these guys aren't like great talented NFL type guys right now, they might be later. But the core of 8 receivers that Iowa's bringing in this year, this might be the deepest and the best wide receiver room we've had from top to bottom in a long time. We've had some outstanding NFL caliber receivers over the years, but we'd usually only have like really one on the team, and everybody else was like, get a job after college. Bryce Underwood at Michigan. If he does, like you said, if he even does play, I mean, you throw the guy $10 million or $12 million, and you almost got to play him, don't you? With that kind of money. But I don't know. Honestly, this guy, Michigan will go the way he goes this year. All right. Gillen Raiola, Nebraska is next. Now, I said that I said the same thing about he was unproven going into Nebraska last year, and I said Nebraska will go the way he does, and that was true. He had his good moments, and he had moments where he didn't perform very well. I would expect him to be a little better this year. Okay, I got the USC quarterback. I can't even pronounce his name, but the first name is Jaden. I know little about this guy, so I just picked the spot and threw him in number 10.
He went 10-2 at UNLV.
That's the guy. Okay, cool. So he comes with some credentials.
Yes.
Okay. Damon Williams at Washington. This is another guy I don't really know anything about, but I also just threw him in there about the middle of the pack because I figured this is about where Washington would finish. Didn't I have him there somewhere in the middle? No, not quite. I had him finishing higher, way higher. Okay. And then Aiden Chili's at Michigan State. Or is it Childs or Chili's?
Childs.
Childs. Okay. He did torch Iowa last year, but it's the only game that he looked like a world beater. So I'm going to hope that he regrets to his old form against Iowa this year at Kinnick Stadium. Okay. Anton Kalamusk, whoever he is, I can't say his name. He's at Rutgers at number 14. Preston Stone at Northwestern. I got him at 15 above the other three because he's a transfer. And gosh darn it, where was he last year? I had that information, then I lost it.
Preston Stone came from SMU.
Okay, so yeah, so he. What was their record last year? Do you know?
SMU was in the playoffs last year. He was the number 2 quarterback on the team behind Kevin James.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah. I wonder why he didn't take the number 1 spot at SMU this year. Why? I don't understand why he would leave a team that was in the playoffs.
Because Kevin James is back. He's not going to play.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. All right. He's at Northwestern because he will play. Okay. Ryan Brown at Purdue. Again, this is somebody I know nothing about, but I believe he's a transfer as well. You know anything about them, Chris?
I don't know much about Brown.
Okay. All right. Okay. Then the last two, they're at the bottom because they're both freshmen and haven't played a Big Ten game yet or any college game. Malik Washington at Maryland and Drake Lindsey at Minnesota. People are really high on this Drake Lindsey, though. They're really high on what he can do. He's basically a dual threat quarterback. And so, anyway, that's my take, guys, on ranking the QBs. I'm not sure how do you. I'm anxious to see what you got, Chris. I can't wait to see this.
You'll enjoy this.
All righty.
So here we go. Drew Alar, you're a national championship quarterback. You're going to be the best quarterback in your league. Luke Altmaier, who went 10-3 last year. Let me remind everybody that he went 10-3 last year and beat the number 1 defense in college football in a bowl game. That's what he did.
I forgot.
South Carolina.
Okay.
Dominic Raiola. I think this is the year he puts it all together and plays to his potential.
Okay.
Dante Moore showed flashes at UCLA. There were games where he was brilliant. He just didn't have any weapons around him to help him. Mm-hmm. You put him in that Oregon offense and give him the weapons that they have up there, that kid makes a huge jump.
That's why I had him so high as well.
Fernando Mendoza. You look at what he did at Cal last year. You look at his head coach, Kirk Cignetti, and what he got out of Indiana last year. Mendoza is going to be very, very good in the Big Ten.
He actually scares me. He scares me.
Jaden Maeva, USC. Again, went 10-2 at UNLV. This is UNLV I'm talking about, who, like 4 years ago, was the worst team in college football. They put him and Barry Odom together, and they turned that program around. They should have beaten Boise State twice last year. Should have beaten them twice. That was their 2 losses. That was their 2 losses. No, that was their 2 losses.
Okay.
Kaliakamanis from Rutgers. Kid's good. Got a great arm on him. Running that offense with the defense that Coach Schiano coaches, he's gonna be pretty good. When you get defensive help, it helps your quarterback a lot.
He's from Minnesota.
Yeah, and he was he was very good at Minnesota too.
I think this is his 6th year. I think.
Yeah, he was pretty nice at Minnesota. Nico. Don't get me started on Nico. The kid is inconsistent. Yes, he had a great bowl game against Iowa. That's it. Very inconsistent. Beyond 20 yards throwing the ball, he might have hit 20% of his passes. And that's playing with the number 1 center in the entire SEC. They had 3 NFL offensive linemen on that offensive line at Tennessee. He just wasn't very good.
He's college football's first salary cap adjustment.
I mean, he did it to himself.
Tennessee reduced their salary cap. I'm joking.
I mean, he did it to himself. So
yeah, whatever. Didn't care. It was a joke.
Aiden Childs at Michigan State showed flashes last year. Torched Iowa's defense, and if you can torch Iowa's defense, you're pretty damn good. Because that's what Iowa's calling card has been for the last 4 or 5 years is defense.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And he torched them. Mark Gronowski at number 10. I'm
actually
sold.
surprised you have him that high based on our previous conversations.
I'm just not sold. He's better than those other people.
Okay.
I thought you would have Hank Brown at 10.
If Hank Brown is a starter I promise you, if Hank Brown is a starter at Iowa, Hank Brown lands around 5 or 6 in this list.
Wow. Bold prediction.
Hank Brown's best quarterback.
We'll find out next year because he's probably the heir apparent to starting next year.
Hank Brown has the best arm on the Iowa roster. It's not even close. DeMond Williams Jr. at Washington. Again, he doesn't have a lot of talent around him. He may put up some numbers. He looked good in the bowl game. I'm just not sold on Washington overall. Preston Stone at Northwestern. He did get chances to play last year. He was really good when he did play. I like what he brings to the table. He's a nice piece to have if you're trying to rebuild a program. And he's going to be there for a minute, too, because he played behind Kevin James last year. Not somebody that's terrible to play behind. I actually like Billy Edwards. I think he actually fits what Luke Fickell wants to do offensively. That's going to be a good piece for them. I think he's going to help Wisconsin get back on track. They might not win 9 or 10 games the way, their old coaches used to do, but he's going to get them to 7-8 wins. Drake Lindsay at Minnesota. I love what he brings to the table. I'm anxious to see him play. I got Julian saying way down. Why? What has he shown us to rate him on? You can't rate a guy high that's showing you nothing to rate him on. Justin Martin, Maryland, he's just bad.
I got a question for you. I had somebody else starting as the QB, Malik Washington as a freshman for Maryland. So how did I miss this?
Good question.
Maybe
have a different quarterback for Purdue.
Maybe it's a depth chart thing where nothing's really settled yet.
Yeah, I got Ryan Brown as the Purdue quarterback, so I'm not sure.
I went on the 2-4 list.
Okay, that's fine. Is this their rankings, or did you change it to fit where you felt was right?
I changed it to fit what I feel is right.
Okay, cool.
So I see you have the Ohio State quarterback. I can't see your list because of my disability. Mm-hmm. Where you have the Ohio State quarterback way down there? Where do you have the Michigan quarterback?
I'm getting to it. I'm getting to him.
Oh,
Trust me, I'm getting to him.
Still going. Good thinking there, kid.
I put Malachi Singleton at 17 just because I like what Barry Odom does. He doesn't like putting his quarterback when they're inexperienced in bad situations. And I've also seen Barry Odom play with freshman quarterbacks before and turn them into special players.
So is he a freshman?
I believe he's a redshirt freshman.
Okay. Okay.
And at the bottom of my list, he's being listed as the starter, Bryce Underwood at Michigan. And you're going to ask me, well, why? He's getting $10 million. By everything I've seen, he showed up to Michigan out of shape, overweight, and unprepared. And as soon as he did that, they started hitting the transfer portal looking for another quarterback. That's not a good sign. I don't know if they got anybody yet, but that's not a good sign.
They got a transfer quarterback right behind him. I don't know his name, but a lot of people up in Michigan say that Underwood will be given a chance and he'll be quickly replaced. So I don't know. But
everything I've seen is that Underwood showed up to Michigan's campus overweight.
Are they opening with Oklahoma at Oklahoma or something?
I think so. I'm not sure.
I think so too.
They are going to Oklahoma, but I don't think that's their first game.
Okay.
I got Oklahoma winning that game.
It's hard.
It might be two crappy teams. Who knows? Michigan was crappy last year, and then they end up beating Ohio State and whooping Alabama's rear end in a bowl game.
But were they really crappy?
They were. They didn't have a quarterback. But they had a great defense. And the bad news for Michigan is like 10 out of the 12 defensive guys are in the NFL now. So.
Okay, but they had a really strong run game. And if you can control the clock and run the ball, you're going to be good.
Yeah. Well, they were pretty mediocre for a Michigan team until them last two games. So.
Because they kept they tried to make a running quarterback into a passer, and that doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
If they focus on running the ball, running the triple option, stuff like that, that's going to be a team that's hard to beat.
Time will tell.
Yes, I agree. Time will tell.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm like you. I think their transfer quarterback is there. If they want to win 8 or 9 games, they ought to go to him. But anyway.
Well, guys, this has been fun. I think this is a good place to end it. We got everything accomplished we wanted to accomplish on this episode.
Did you cover all the comments?
What's that? Oh, yeah, there weren't any more comments after. As soon as we started doing stuff, they pretty much stopped commenting.
We
still have 49 live viewers.
They were intimidated by our presence. So
yeah. No. Yeah, thank you guys. Vandy, one more time, tell them how they can find you.
Do I have to give away my secrets?
Yes.
No, you can find me on the Golden Broom Podcast Friday nights, 8:30 p.m. Central. Myself and my co-host Cody, we cover college football at a mile-high angle. Cover the whole country. We may even talk some FCS and Division II type stuff. Maybe even NAIA, where Iowa controls the entire division. But who knows? I mean.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to that show of yours. That's going to be one I'm going to be enjoying commenting on and watching you guys.
And again, we'll put out snippets during the week covering each conference, 30-minute episodes, whatever. I can tell you, we did a show Friday night, and we went into StreamYard. We had StreamYard break it all down and produce our video shorts. It produced about 15 of them of hot takes and whatnot. And we've had over 10,000 views on our shorts since Saturday night. So we do put out good content.
What I need to learn is how to do the shorts and get it out there. Andrew did it for me the first week I was on. Got a lot of views on the shorts, but I need to create some more. I don't even know how to begin.
So as soon as this is over, I'll jump in there and see if I can. I'll go ahead and get some created for you.
Sounds
They have a button where you let AI do it for you.
Oh.
And it just produces them, and all you have to do is hit publish all.
All right, guys, don't forget to subscribe, like, share it, like I said. And, Vandy, I just noticed that you've got a Hawkeye calendar behind you. I'm loving it. I've got 2 hanging right here.
See, that's what I do when I go on when I'm invited on as a special guest. I change my background to match the show I'm going on.
Oh, I get it. I get it already. Well, thank you for coming on and helping us out tonight. Calvin, thank you as always. You were very informative and like I always say about you, just the facts, baby, just the facts.
Yeah. It's hard to stick with facts when you want me to predict, who's the top quarterback and who's the top, how they finish in the Big Ten.
Just your opinion, dude. Just your opinion.
By the way, could we hit one thing before we go?
Sure.
So, Dean, Vandy, what is Iowa's final record this year? I got them at 8-5.
Oh, you're counting the bowl. I'm not counting the bowl game.
I put in a bowl game because we're gonna go to a bowl game. I'm sorry to break that to you, both of you.
But you got to know, I'm just going 8-4.
You don't have to know who the hell they're playing.
Yes,
if
you
we
do.
go,
Okay.
if we go, let me let you in on a secret, Dean.
Mm-hmm.
If we go 7-5, we have a better chance of winning the bowl game than if we go 8-4, because we aren't going to go to a top tier bowl game and play some great team. We aren't going to go play Alabama. If we're 7-5, we're going to go someplace and hopefully play Boston College or
Alabama be in the playoffs, so we're not going to play them anyway.
Well, you're counting your eggs.
But you know what I would like to play in a bowl game this year? It's either South Carolina or Vanderbilt, so we can have a little fun with that this one.
But anyway, I got us at 8-5. What do you guys got us at?
8-4.
Okay, I'm looking for something. Take me just a second to find it. I don't remember where I put it. I might have.
Well, I thought you almost told us tonight, but
he did. He did tell
us. Did he say 6-6 or something?
No, he said 4-8.
Oh, he said 4-8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, don't bet the house on that, kid.
I'm actually looking for where I put it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He did say 4-8, didn't he? Oh well.
Uh-huh.
Oh well. I'm praying that it don't happen.
He didn't say we were going to lose 8 games. He just said we were only going to win 4. All right, guys.
I thought when he said 4, I thought he meant in the Big Ten, and I thought, well, that's 6 and 6-6 then, because he doesn't have us losing. He doesn't have us losing to Albany and UMass.
No.
Hold on.
By the way, Vandy, my theory is this: Kirk wins the first game against Albany. The next game is against Iowa State. We've won 8 out of the last 10 against Iowa State. Them players are not going to let Kirk lose when they're going for Woody's record. I don't care. That's why I got us winning that game, but against Iowa State. But
okay.
Yeah.
I'm just about there. I'll have it found in just a second.
Okay.
I remember sharing something somewhere.
Well, I remember you saying 4 wins, but I figured you meant just the Big Ten.
He's got something else up his sleeve. I know Chris well enough that he's got something else up. He's going to surprise us and pop it up on us.
Trying to find where it's at.
Well, it's in your head, kid.
Because I went through the schedule and marked it all down.
On wins and losses on who?
On Iowa.
Mm-hmm. You guys beating Albany. Do you have us beating Iowa State?
No, he does not. I already know this.
See, Dean knows how
Okay.
you picked them.
Well, we talked about. He and I had a super discussion with Jason.
So he has us going 1-2, going 2-1 going into the Big Ten.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
He's just going to tell us who he picked to lose and win to.
I think he's going to come up at 6-6, like my math tells me.
I remember Minnesota's one of his wins.
Yeah, he said that tonight.
Yeah, I don't remember who else because we don't play Purdue or Northwestern.
And he might beat him at Rutgers. I don't know if he has us losing at Rutgers or not. But.
You know, maybe next year I forgot. I haven't looked at the 26 schedule yet. Maybe next year we'll
figure
get
out where I
Northwestern.
sent this thing because I made a graphic for it and I don't remember where I put it.
I guess it's possible you only have us winning 2 Big Ten games. If we only win 2 Big Ten games, though, you'd have us way lower in the standings than I think you picked us 13th.
Yeah.
I don't care Vandy, if you pick us 12th or 14th, but 13th, that's bad luck.
Yeah.
You know?
I actually got Iowa going 6-0 going into their first game, their first loss, which is Penn State. A loss and then come back and beat Minnesota and then come home, lose to Oregon, lose at USC, win against Michigan State, and a loss to Nebraska.
I think we got 3 games on the schedule that will be the biggest underdogs in are Penn State, Oregon, and at USC. I don't think the Indiana game at home, I don't think the pundits or the Vegas will have us more than a 5-point underdog there, but them other ones might be double-digit underdogs. I know USC might not be that great, but that's a
if we
Kirk
could go
just
back
does
to
not
night
do.
games,
We don't do good on the West Coast, but
sorry, if we could go back to night games and have
sorry,
Oregon and Penn State play a night game with us.
Oh, they'll either be big noon games or at night. There's one way or t'other. But
You find it yet?
Kirk
cannot find
Kirk wants Oregon to be an 11 o'clock in the morning game. So they have to Oregon ain't used to getting up that early Midwest time, you know. But anyway, sorry I asked Vandy, but
Oh, you're good. I'm just trying to find where I put this graphic at.
Oh, darn it. And I did forget one thing, Dean.
What's that?
Now I'm trying to remember what it was. I'm sorry my chemo brain don't work. It was something about Beth, but if I think of it, I had it in my mind while I was joking around with Vandy, and then I forgot. But.
I think Vandy has us beaten Albany, Massachusetts. I mean, we're winning those games, and then winning Rutgers and Minnesota. All the other ones in his mind are losses.
Okay. They're all.
Is that correct?
Let me pull this back up because I did this somewhere and I can't remember where I did it.
Okay.
What the hell does that? Oh, I remember what Beth said.
What?
That guy from Rush Radio, who's an idiot, he said that all the players should just get whatever the market, whatever people offer them ought to be fine. Have a free market.
Travis or Ross?
It was a Rush Radio show.
Yeah, but that's Travis and Ross.
I don't know the guy. I didn't know the guy. I just know he ain't too bright. He said he wanted a free market. Players make whatever they can make. You know, free market. And Beth told him. Well, Beth told him, well, it'd be the only sports organization that allowed it in the world. She said that's not allowed in the NFL, Major League Baseball, the
NBA. Was Travis because Ross wasn't part of that interview. It was
and then he said, well, wouldn't it help to make them all employees? She says, well, you know, Beth said I'd have to think about it, but that would ruin, if college athletes were employees, that would ruin smaller colleges and everything. You have to pay them workman's compensation and this is they said Division III and Division II and the lower levels, they cannot afford to pay players. It ruined everybody's chance to compete in college, but that's what I forgot. So.
Okay. I got a present for you. I'm going to share this.
See your present.
Oh, yeah. I hope it's a Manila girls basketball jersey from 1972.
Oh, I did see one of them this weekend.
Okay.
So.
Oh, I can't even read that.
Well, all you got to do is tell us the record. So
1-0 versus Albany. 1-1 versus Iowa State.
Yeah.
2-1 after UMass. 3-1 after Rutgers. 3-2 after Indiana. 3-3 after Wisconsin. 3-4 after Penn State. 4-4 after Minnesota. 4-5 after Oregon. 4-6 after USC. 4-7 after Michigan State. 4-8 after Nebraska.
Well, that'd be an un-Iowa season.
It could happen.
Like I said,
last time that
doesn't mean it's a bad team. It's
no. Last time that happened, was that 2011 or 12?
Don't remember.
But what I'm saying is that doesn't mean Iowa's a bad team. It
was the first year of Greg Davis, and it was the first year of Phil Parker, and Greg Davis didn't know how to coach non-athletes, and Phil Parker said that was the worst. He just wasn't prepared to be a defensive coordinator yet.
That's simply a brutal schedule for Iowa.
It is.
That's it. I mean, when you look at the context, like take USC. When has Iowa ever won in Los Angeles? They don't. I can't see them going to Los Angeles and winning the game. They don't have the athletes to play with an Oregon or a Penn State. Wisconsin in a rival game at home, coach's job on the line. I think that team gets it done. I think Wisconsin handles Iowa. Michigan State, we saw what Michigan State did to Iowa. It's hard to find the wins with that schedule.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, Vandy, it's very possible what you say.
Mm-hmm.
And the one reason it makes it very possible is, Wisconsin would have had a hell of a lot better season last year if their quarterback. They were playing good against Alabama, and then their quarterback gets hurt.
Exactly.
And then it's a blowout. You just can't predict that shit. If Iowa got a bunch of injuries, particularly in the offensive line this year, most teams that did good in the playoffs last year, like Urban Meyer said, the reason they did good was because of their offense and defensive lines.
Yeah.
All people want to talk about is quarterbacks. We might do just as good with Hank Brown or Hecklinski as our quarterback as we do with Gronowski.
All right, guys, I got to end this show. I appreciate you guys. I do. Everybody who's watching tonight, I appreciate it. Those watching the replay, I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. We got to go.